Aries. Thanks for dropping in with me. We're here to do our weekly dive into the collective Aries energy. This is for any significant placement in Aries. Also, if you have a prominent placement in the first house, or if you are a Libra rising, that makes you an Aries Descendant. You might find resonance with this message. Do be mindful that these are collective messages. They're not always going to be for you. Take what applies to you, toss aside the rest. Flip-flop roles genders as you need to. Sometimes cross-watcher energy comes in, okay? And I just deliver the message as it comes in. So you need to apply your own intuitive wisdom according to how the message is speaking to you, all right? It's collective, it's not a personal. If you want personal, though, you can reach out to me at broadcovenant@gmail.com, and I'll be happy to hook you up. I've got really reasonable rates, and I pour a lot into my personals, all right? So let's go ahead and see what is coming in for the Aries Collective. I do have an initial download for you, and that's that somebody tried to lowball you. I feel that this is particularly coming in the realm of finances, in the realm of your work, your career, okay? It could be that you signed on for some business opportunity, or you've been working at a place for a while, and it was delivering a certain level of compensation, but you're starting to realize that, you know, they told you you would have a certain kind of workload or a certain area of responsibility. But as time went on, you just are starting to see that they're piling more and more on top of you, and it's not adding up. It's not in measure to your output. You know, as far as what you're earning, you're not getting the payback that you deserve for what you're doing. Okay, the workload that you've taken on. So it's kind of an interesting message that's coming in for you, though, because I do feel like you're about to take a move and do this very deftly. Like there's some kind of real strategy you're putting in place here. You may have actually come into contact with what used to be a business competitor, all right, of where you're currently at. And they're willing to sweeten the pot to sort of like draw you in their direction. Okay, so this could be like headhunter kind of energy. There's some kind of interesting connection point, though. I do feel like this is a business competitor where you're currently working. It could also be that you are a government employee and you're being led to go and take an opportunity from a private company that is regulated by the particular branch of government that you were working for, something along these lines, okay? So interesting energy coming in, but I feel whatever you're about to pull off financially or in relation to this job, this work opportunity, I feel like you're going to do it with just like expert skill. Okay, I got like chef's kiss energy. You pull this off seamlessly. You're taking a really strategic sort of route of action in regard to exiting one situation and entering into another, and it's going to bring you a lot of success. Okay, so let's just dive in and see what is coming in for the Aries Collective. What is coming in for the Aries Collective? What is coming in for the Aries Collective, right? Yeah, look at this. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Take this job and shove it. I don't work here anymore. I got that energy like you were working at a place that just, they kept telling you like, oh, you know, this is the rate we're going to pay you. And it may have sounded like it was a really good opportunity. You may have felt like, all right, this is really going to help me get places. But it was like one thing after another kept getting piled on beyond what you originally agreed to, beyond the terms originally agreed upon. And it ended up being like at a deficit for you. And you started realizing that you were being taken advantage of. And I feel like you were really being worn out. Like you just couldn't continue down this road. But there's an opportunity coming in that really looks a lot more appealing to you. And I think you're going to seize this opportunity. I don't think that your former employer will see this coming, or it's going to be something that sort of like, it surprises people when they see where you land. All right, very interesting message coming in. I do feel like somebody has been paying attention to your work. They've been paying attention to what you're putting out there. And somebody wants to offer you some kind of deal. Somebody wants to invest in you, or they want to give you an opportunity. I just heard golden opportunity to head into a direction that not only will pay you a whole lot better, but you'll also have more control in the situation in terms of just independent agency rather than feeling like you're so bound to these unfair contractual agreements. What do we got here? Knight of Cups. Okay, so this is an opportunity maybe even to expand creatively. And I feel like it's something that you could be very happy about pursuing. This could be coming in from a water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. I feel like you might be heading into a more creative direction with your career as well. There was whatever you were doing before, it just was not fulfilling for you. And you're wanting something that, you know, doesn't leave you feeling drained and exhausted, but really fills your cup, okay? In some cases, this could be somebody who also, you know, has their eye on you romantically, and they're kind of combining a little bit of business with pleasure. I could see that as well. I also feel like in the cases of romance, there's something that needs to be handled deftly, okay? You need to be smart about how you move. You could be heading towards somebody that's actually connected to somebody that you were with before. This creates a little bit of complication, or somebody that you're friends with is heading towards somebody that you were romantically involved with, okay? And I feel like there's something you're sorting out here. Maybe even this person tried to turn you away from this person, okay? They try to turn you away from this person, and then they come in and they swipe up this person like, whoa, what's up with that? Okay. Oh, this is like somebody like talking trash about the person you were with romantically or romantically interested in, and trying to like dissuade you from heading in that direction. And then when you're not looking, they come in and they swoop up that person. They lowball you. Ooh, okay. I see it in both regards. I do feel like for some of you, both messages are really applying. It's applying to your work and also to a romantic situation. So let me know about this Knight of Cups. What's going on here? What's going on here? Whoever's making this bold move, they feel like they got this strategy in place where they can really pull it off. Let's see how it turns out. I know the move is going to be made. I know something has been long thought out. It's well executed. You're not going in blindly. Like, you know the pitfalls. You know the things you have to look out for. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune there. Okay. Woo. Got some flyers coming out here. We got Wheel of Fortune crossing, right? And the Wheel of Fortune is actually was on the upturn. So I feel like maybe you did get dealt a really raw hand, but you're turning this energy around. It's going to work to your advantage. You could be dealing with a Taurus, an Aquarius, a Scorpio, or a Leo in this situation. Maybe a situation was really stuck for a while, but something is on the upturn here. Okay, there's a way to revolutionize things. There's a way to move things forward. You could also be dealing with a Sagittarius, okay, because Wheel of Fortune is a Sagittarius card. There's something that gets on the move here. There is a moving forward in a situation that has your fortunes on the upturn. So I do feel like where you are looking at taking this offer from like a headhunter, a competitor, somebody who's offering you an uptick in finances, they see your value, they've been paying attention to your work. They see that they could take your career or what you have to offer a lot further. They feel like you're kind of being passed over and taking advantage of it in a situation. They want to give you a better opportunity. If you go for this, it absolutely will be beneficial for you. I see that. That's coming through very clearly. Yep, strength, okay? There's definite benefit in this situation. This can really get you a lot more attention, a lot more growth. If you're in any kind of creative work, if you're in any kind of entertainment industry work, or any type of work that requires you have a certain level of visibility, this will get you the visibility with the Strength card. And where you felt held back in the past, you're really going to advance forward. And it's sort of like the people that were in charge, you know, they really were putting you in a position where, you know, you hate to kind of like bite the hand that's fed you up to this point, but at the same time, it's sort of like, yeah, but you were holding me back. Like, look at this lion has wings here. It's like I'm supposed to be advancing a lot quicker here. I'm supposed to be seeing a lot more progress. Like, I'm not going to be held back in this regard. I'm going to move forward. Empress energy here too. So I do feel like there's a lot you've learned about yourself, your worth, and your values. So you're not settling for less anymore. And I don't feel that that's just in relation to dealing with, financial arrangements with people you work for, or even in some cases, contracted work that you do. You know that you bring a lot to the table, so you're not settling for less. And it's because you learned this that you're getting this opportunity that's coming in for you. You could also be dealing with a Leo, all right? And just romantically, there could have been something that was really held up, but maybe things are moving out of gridlock in this situation because there's a healing that's happening here. It could be that one person in this situation is a real hothead. Their ego is way too big. They let pride get in the way. And there's something that's being sort of tempered in this situation. I'm getting that energy. I'm feeling temperance energy, even though it's not on the board, maybe because that Wheel of Fortune's there, which already indicates Sagittarian energy. But I feel like there's a balancing out. You're not approaching something as maybe aggressively as you did in the past, or getting so caught up in reactiveness that you sort of fire off words before you have an opportunity to really sort through what you're feeling. And you're practicing a more gentle approach, which I feel is not really your usual MO. And it's because you're having a certain sensitivity toward this individual because you understand that a lot of their heated, kind of reactiveness comes from a place of wounding. It's what's creating transformation in this situation in an emotional capacity for how this is speaking in terms of romance. I'm really picking up that this is coming in for both categories, right? I don't feel like this is just coming in terms of business, finance, or just romantically, emotionally. I feel like it's all of it. It's all on the table. Yeah, and there's some alignment that's coming in here in a situation where things used to really be off. Now there can be a way forward that feels good to both parties, a way forward that has you receiving your just due. Like it feels like, okay, now this works for me, There's a meeting of energies that's happening here. This could also be stabilizing a home environment where things have felt a little off. Now it feels like, okay, now there's more of a synergy happening, working together. Okay, let's do a cut of the deck energy, and then I want to pull out a different deck here. Two of Pentacles. Okay, so there is some balancing out that needs to happen here. I do feel like you've been in a place where there's been some juggling. Okay, that applies both financially and romantically. Okay, there may have been some unexpected expenditures, stuff that you've needed to balance out, stuff you've been trying to get, a grip on, but you may feel like stuff was just developing too fast, or the expenses were coming in too quickly, or there were unexpected things coming at you that were really throwing off your financial balance. I do feel like this is something you're looking at, all right? But I also feel like you've been trying to really maybe make some choices in terms of who do I invest in, who do I move forward with. You might have had your eyes on a couple different people, a couple different options. This is possible. You might have felt a deep affinity with more than one person. You're like, who's my soulmate in this situation? And you've been trying to weigh it out. In some cases, you've had some challenges, some emotional challenges with a mother figure. And there's been something you've needed to balance out here. Maybe there's is something that's even needed to balance out on a financial level, right? So something's getting worked out here, but there's been a lot of arguments in this regard. There's been a lot of clashing of ideals, clashing of desires. There's been some fights, some arguments about it. I feel like this has also been something that's been creating gridlock. But I feel like whatever is being presented here does provide a new way forward where, somebody doesn't have to be left out of the loop or left in the cold with the Five of Pentacles here. This could involve, again, an earth sign energy, Taurus front and center, strong Taurus indications on the board. There's also Capricorn energy, Virgo energy here too, all right? And we got a Queen of Wands, so that's your energy. I do feel in some way you've had to sort of look at yourself, look at what you desire, what really works for you. I think you're feeling very positive. You could also be dealing with another fire sign energy. We had Sagittarius come in, Leo come in, all right? So you could be dealing with one of those signs or another Aries like yourself. But I do feel like having a sense of passion, having a sense of independence is something that's really important to you. You might have been healing unhealthy dynamics in relationship. You might have felt like you depended too much on somebody, or vice versa, they depended on you too much, but something's getting balanced out here. Somebody is really stepping into their independence. Something's coming into alignment. It looks good. You may have been wondering, should I invest in this? Is it worth me investing in this? You know, should I pour my time and energy into this? I also feel like this is in relation to that, you know, job opportunity, career, financial opportunity coming in your way. For some of you, you are looking at getting into investments. You might have gotten a hot tip. You're wondering, should I do this? Should I get this stock? Should I invest in this? Yeah, it'll turn out very well for you. But I also feel like this new direction that you're heading in does have a chance to pay off, because right here we have the Paulina Tarot. And this is my If Wishes Were Horses, the Dreamers Would Ride card. So it does show that there is moving forward here. You could be dealing with somebody who has strong air and fire in their chart. In this regard, you could also be a Libra rising. This could be speaking very strongly to you. You're wanting to write your own story. You're not wanting to live according to somebody's terms. You're wanting to go forward in a way that feels good to you. You're not going to sacrifice your own independence, your own desires, your own aims in this situation. You might have done that in the past. You might be encountering a little pushback in relation to this in your relationship, because your relationship was established in a certain way, okay, or a romantic dynamic. It used to be a certain way, and now it's really switching up, and both people are having to learn to adjust to this change. Well, I mean, that's what a true relationship is about. It's about growth, okay? I feel pulled to the Kipper deck for you for clarification, so we're going to pull this out and see what comes up. Ooh, this could have something to do with a privileged lady. Maybe somebody views you as a bit privileged with that Queen of Wands coming out, like they think that, you know, you just feel like you deserve a little too much. Like maybe they think you're a little too big for your britches. And at the same time, you sort of feel like, well, I deserve it. You know, I'm worth it. Okay. You might also have the mindset of you're like, I can get it for myself too. I'm willing to, you know, go after it for myself. You know, I'd love to, you know, marry our energies and head toward that together. But if I have to do it alone, I will. Okay. Somebody could have marriage on the line. It could be that's on the line. I said, interesting. Maybe somebody already made a proposal to somebody. They already made a proposal to somebody, and it's just kind of like standing on the line. You haven't heard back from this person. They haven't given an answer yet. There's no yes or no. It's just hanging in the balance. There's a lot of hanging in the balance energy coming in right now. I do feel like karmic cycles that have been sort of slow to close out are kind of coming to a head at this time. You might have been trying to make up your mind about this, or somebody else may have been trying to make up their mind about this. I feel like, you know, you're just at the point where you're like, look, I'm not going to stand here waiting around for an answer. And I also feel like that applies to your career. I think you might be trying to up the ante a little bit, you know, in cases where there's another business opportunity on the table. You might be like, hey, you know, I got an opportunity to head in another direction where they will more than compensate me for my time. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I offer. And you might be seeing if you could get, you know, a little more out of your old opportunity. But I feel like most of you will choose to move away from that and head in a new direction, honestly, because you know that you could just exhaust yourself with the work you're currently doing or the way you're currently working. There's something you need to expand on here. There's something that needs to be recognized here. And I do feel like something's coming in that's going to get you moving forward, and it's going to be the activation of your dreams, you know, and moving you into this place where you finally feel like, I'm getting my needs met. I'm fulfilled here. So that's really good. Bottom of the deck energy, thoughts. Okay. So again, some of you may be more prone to moving in a creative direction. Some of you may be painters or artists, you know, in some way you want to incorporate this into your work. You're tired of working the corporate job. You're tired of feeling penned in. You want to have more creative liberty. Some of you may have been approaching a particular line of work you've been doing too formulaic. You've been sort of looking at what other people do. Maybe what you bring to the table is really innovative, or it's different, or you may think that people might think it's really out there because it's not what you're seeing. Flood the algorithm. It's like very different. This idea you have, you should go for it, okay? Because where you're feeling artistically inspired with this 16 energy here, this is the new beginning that will actually bring you into alignment with your vision, your true vision. And it's something that spirit is trying to nudge you to do. You've been feeling it, okay? So go for it. Whatever time you can free up to invest in this direction will work out in your behalf. For some of you, you've been really guided to write a book, or maybe even create something. For some of you, you're readers, and you've been guided to create your own deck. You should really pursue that, because it could take you more places than you realize right now, all right? It might be a good side hustle, all right? And while it's also a side hustle, I feel like it'll also further open up your intuition and give you a lot of branch off ideas that could come forward in regard to this, okay? So let's see. Any further details about this for Aries before we wrap it up? Okay, we got, woo, something landed in my lap there. Crossing influence. I'm going to look at this first. Okay. If you're a life path number 6, this could be speaking very strongly to you, but I do feel like this is the activation of your vision. You could be a mature woman. You could have a mature woman that's offering you this opportunity, but it does look good, okay? It looks good. And right here, we have great fortune came in reverse, all right? And what was that connected to? Well, it landed on this top card here, which is your energy, all right? The 6 of clubs. It's also Sagittarian energy. It is also Leo energy, all right? So there's something you need to recognize here about your vision for moving forward. You have to be very mindful that you don't get lowballed in this situation, okay? Keep your wits about you, because you could stand to lose a lot. I also feel like you should be mindful of who you partner with. I don't feel like you're meant to partner with somebody in regard to this idea that you have, right? You have an idea, it's something you came up with, and you're not meant to partner with somebody on it, okay? This could be somebody who's even pressuring you to move forward very quickly and to, you know, invest with them on your idea. You might want to be careful about that. You might think it sounds like a good idea, you know, with what this person is offering to invest within you, and then you realize that you lowballed yourself, okay? Yeah, I think you need to just like take a little time in making this decision. 23 on the clock. I feel like whatever this is, it could be coming in from like sort of like a player type energy, because right behind that, we have the Ace of Clubs and the Jack of Hearts. Okay. And right after that, the Jack of Diamonds. Ooh, and with that, we just have the top card spin into the crossing position on the dragon deck. So I'm going to take that, but I want you to see this. Joker in reverse, okay? So I feel like you're being warned about something here. Somebody really wants you to like partner with them on something that's your idea, and they make it out like it'll be a great opportunity for you, and there will be a lot of growth for you. This could be somebody that's been your lover, all right? Could be somebody who's a little bit of a playboy energy. They might lay that on really thick too, kind of batting the eyelashes, or, you know, just kind of like promising some kind of sensual gratification, or being very charming in that way to try to get you to sign your name on the dotted line. Be careful, okay, where they're trying to push you forward really rapidly. Like, pump the brakes a bit. Pump the brakes a bit, okay, so you don't suffer a loss in this situation. It's super important, because I feel like you do have an opportunity to really, you know, maximize some great fortune when it comes to this idea of yours, but it really is about you keeping this to yourself. Like, you should retain all rights of this idea. You shouldn't share it. I'm sorry, but that's the way it's coming through. You stand to lose. And this could be a case too where you already have a sense about that. And so it's sort of like player plays themselves, right? Yeah, you know that if you go in this direction, if you invest in this direction, like any potential for financial growth, it's like it's no good, right? Head south. Crossing energy here, Sire of Cups, right? So this is potentially, you know, related to a romantic relationship too. There's something you need to take at a more moderate pace. I feel there's a lesson you already learned in a situation, and so it's got kind of those vibes of like fools rush in where angels fear to tread. So, you know, call on your angels for a little help, a little support here. I think the right arrangement for you knows your worth, knows your value, and they know that you're worth waiting for too. And it was 26 on the clock when I said that. Yeah, that's what brings about that affinity, that alignment. Anything that's got too much heat under it, like wants you to, you know, make a snap decision, hurry up, get to it right now. No, pump the brakes, okay? This is a water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming in here. I also think this is about you really considering what would really fulfill you and making sure that that is what holds the most sway in how you move and how you make your choices, right? So don't get taken in by the glamour either. I mean, I could see this in like a business opportunity where somebody's like, oh, it's sort of like they want to sell you an island. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's fantasy island. Like you just want to be a little bit mindful of not getting taken in by something that sounds a little too good to be true. It does look like, there is a mature woman factoring into this situation that is balanced. That could be you. It could be somebody that you are dealing with. A mature woman is not going to move crazy like this. Okay. So there's something that you need to be mindful of in this situation. Cut the deck energy. We got a main male. Okay. So there is a pair here. And right on the other side of that, we have coffin. All right. And it's interesting because behind that, we have a mature man. And with that, the thief. All right. And right behind that, sudden wealth. Okay. So we know there's a lot of money that's on the line in this situation. But in order for you to benefit from this, you have to make sure that you're aligning yourself with the right thing. There is a mature man in this situation, and there's a mature woman. And if you look at the energies here, the 5 goes to the 6. So you could be dealing with a life path number 5, a life path number 6 in this situation. And look, I didn't mean that, but I accidentally picked up the Great Fortune upright with this. So this is your dynamic duo here. 5 plus 6 equals 11. And that's what provides the manifestation of this great fortune and sudden wealth. But there is a main male in this main frame that you should bring this connection to an end. And why? Because this person's a thief. And you don't want to be subject to, getting lowballed by, investing in the wrong direction. Okay? So take your time. Take your time. Be smart about how you move in this situation. I feel like I want to get one more clarification card for you. I want to know if we can get a sign for the main male that's the thief. I want to see if we can get an energy associated with them. Let me pull out these glow-in-the-dark playing cards. Yeah, this has something to do with the finances, okay? Also the 10th house. 10th house of reputation, right? So you also don't want to align yourself with somebody who's really going to not further your vision for yourself. Somebody who's going to lead you off the trail of your north node and could possibly also come with a lot of baggage that slants your reputation. It could affect your business. It could affect your growth financially. Be mindful of this. Somebody here doesn't move correctly. They're a thief, all right? Please, any details you can give in this regard as far as indicators about who the thief may be in this situation so that Aries knows who to look out for, all right? Bottom of the deck, this is somebody you've blocked before with the 2 of spades. You've blocked this person. Okay, and do be mindful that, you know, male, main female, these can be swapped out. You know, somebody could be acting out of their more feminine nature. They could be more receptive, more passive, more emotional in a situation, and another could be coming more from the place of being action oriented, more, you know, in their masculine nature, more decisive, more coming from the place of rationality than emotionality. All right, so just again, swap things as you need to. Okay, who's this thief? Who's this thief that we need to be on the lookout for in this situation for the Aries collective? Who's this thief? All right, a joker. Okay, this is like a player kind of energy. It's a little bit of a trickster type of energy here. Yeah, it's again, it's an energy you blocked before. It's an energy you moved away from before. I'm going to see if I can get one more detail about this. One more detail about this. Could be somebody who likes to gamble. Okay, you do see like slot machines there. This could be somebody who likes to gamble. They don't make wise investments. When they lose big. It's like it's hit or miss with this individual. They either hit real big or they lose real big. Yeah, and I think that you were willing to fight for this connection in the past, but you gave up on it. Okay, and again, Joker comes out again. Joker's wild. I think you know who this person is. We don't need a sign. This is somebody you've dealt with before. You know they run a tricky energy. They might be a gambler. Stakes are high, so don't lose the house.